Good morning, dirt movers. We're on a little old project that we got started here first of the week, and I got through with all the tank makeover, and I'll be getting them videos out to you here when I get them all put together. But meantime, just moved down the road, and one of the heirs of the landowner was going to build a house here on this property, so I come over here just to clear a road out and go up to the top of that hill for a home site. And then they decided to start filling in some of these old catfish ponds that parents had built. The man probably spent his lifetime building all this stuff and everything, and it was his dream to start raising catfish, and I don't guess he ever did. But anyway, eventually they're going to do away with everything but this one big pond here, and it fills up with drainage off the top of that hill. It's a nice little old pond, and I don't know how deep it is. She remembers they used to fish in it and everything and go swimming. Looks like he started a boat dock there, but this is a nice hole of water, and that's going to stay on the property. They're going to leave it just like it is, clean it up a little bit, but all around it they built ponds with big valves and stuff in it. So I guess what he had planned, he was going to fill all these ponds up with out of this the big tank there, and then be able to drain it. There's valves and everything. There was two here. I'm working on this one right now, but there was one right next to it. I got it filled in, and this one, the only water that comes in them is what rains in them now, because I imagine all the old valves is froze up. But they was to be filled out of this big one that we just looked at. And up there, there's one, a square one above this one, and it's got water in it. Now it may still be filling from this old one. And then here's one right here, and I don't really know what the purpose of it was, but it's never had water in it. But it drains down to that wall down there that he's built, and there's a drain under it, so everything that does come in here drains out. So they want to level it up, kind of get it back to productive, or just not looking at a hole. But the guy did everything right. I mean, everything's heavy duty. I pumped some of the water out of this yesterday. He built these steps that go down here, then there's a concrete pad under that water, and here's one of the valves that he put. All this stuff was hand dug, and valves and pipelines underneath it, and I don't really know the reason behind all that. There's a basket, I guess when they caught their fish they could just put them in that basket, and that's all concrete under there. But they want all this caved off and pushed in the hole, and that hole up there behind that pile of dirt that was there, it had a set of stairs. And I mean, of course, concrete back 50-60 years ago, I guess, was pretty cheap, and rebar was, and they didn't spare no expense on putting concrete in. But I'm going to use this little bit of dirt here to put in there. That's not enough to fill it. Whenever they decide to drain the one at the top of the hill where them cattails are up there, some of that dirt can be brought down here to finish filling this. Kind of doing it backwards. You always start on the high end and push to the low end, then that way you don't trap nothing. But they wanted to get this done while I was here, so there'll be a hole up there left, which it'll eventually dry up because nothing's running in it. But I'm probably going to take this, cut this all out here in line with that, and just leave them enough room. They're going to take this building out, so basically everything from right here over will be shoved into that hole there. And got to cut the rest of them power lines down. When pushed the pole down, they had electricity all shut off, and I was joking with the landowner. I said I'll be the first to know if it's not when I hit it with them bolt cutters. So anyway, that's kind of what we're doing out here. Thought you'd want to see me tear up some of this. Every now and then we just get to tear up stuff, and that's kind of fun. I enjoy it, but try to get it out in that hole. Got to be careful, because even though it was just water pumped in it, there's still mud in there. So but I'll be running on top of concrete. Then I'll take that dirt and this dirt and push it in there, and that'll probably be it, and finish smoothing that up there. But some way it's kind of a sad deal that this was this man's dream, but it was his dream and his dream alone, so it wasn't his kid's dream. And he spent his lifetime getting his dream, putting it together and everything. So that's all right. But you know, we're not supposed to, one of these days there's not going to be nothing left here. And I've built some nice lakes and big stock tanks, and I know they'll be around a long time, but one of these days there's not going to be nothing around. So but we ought to be good stewards of the land and everything, so what we can improve. But we just got to remember that it's not eternal. And I know the Bible says there's not but a few things that is eternal. I believe it's God and the Word of God, and the souls of men are all eternal. So just got to remember that, I guess, when we think we're building something that's going to last or be around forever. It's not. But there's nothing wrong with building it. We're just not supposed to be worshiping it. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. I'll let y'all see me tear some of that down. This may be just a little short video, but we'll get the one out about the tank makeover that I just finished up with. The landowner was real pleased with that, so we'll let you see some of this stuff. It's being tore out, so we'll talk to you later. Okay, well that went off without a surprise. I don't like surprises when you're doing something like that. I've got to get that one piece laid down. I'm gonna have to feel my way out to it, because it's, if I ever back up and that goes out from under me, I'm gonna be right there. There'll be concrete on both sides of me. So I'm gonna try to get that laid down, and about all I like is putting this dirt back all over there, and that little old berm right through there, I've got to knock it down and blend it off into there. So we'll let y'all see that when we get everything finished. And I was a little leery the closer I got to that boat house or storage house. What it is, there's 2 big tanks in there, and they don't have water out here other than what's in that pond. Underground water's full of salt. So what they did, the lady remembers when she was a kid, they'd have big trucks come out here and go up there and dump water in them tanks, and that's where they got water for their house. It's already been tore down. So anyway, you know, you never know if there'd have been a piece of pipe or something running underneath there that no one knew about, and I hit it and it broke the end of it off. It could have drained that lake over there that they wanted to save, and that would have been a bad deal. So anyway, we'll let you see what that looks like when we get through pushing that dirt in and show you that. Okay, I got her all finished and walked in and slicked off. I don't know how the audio is on this. The wind's blowing pretty good, but it turned out pretty good, and I got a pretty good slope here where they can still walk up there and get in their little house into the pier and everything. And the dirt didn't go very far. That's why you like it to be dry when you start filling in a hole, because that mud tries to pooch up on you, and it takes so much dirt to stay on top of it. But there's still enough dirt, I think, on that upper end to fill this, but it's got to be dry to do any more to it. You can see where the ground's cracking right here, and that's just that as you get up here, this pushes down and the mud comes up, and you can see all of that right there. That's mud that's come out from underneath this dry dirt, and that just keeps going out ahead of you. But you've got to keep enough dirt here on top so it don't fall off. And this may break off and kind of go down as that mud pooches out. This dirt here will go down, but there's still enough dirt in that upper end when that hole dries up to get it filled in. But it turned out there's that big piece of concrete that was sticking up. I got right on top of it and smushed it down a little bit more, but it'll be all right. It'll work. If I can get them something growing on it this winter, some ryegrass till next spring, and get a little Bermuda grass growing. But this bottom end turned out real well. It took about all of that little levee that they fixed up, and I've yet to figure out why they dug it for, because it goes to this lower end, and there's a pipe with some slits in it, and it goes out. It may have been to keep, if this thing was seeping at one time, or don't know what was going on. But that opened this area up quite a bit. Instead of having a ridge over here and then a hole, now they can get some grass growing on it and get it to where it'll have a little bit of yard back here. So anyway, like I said, that man spent a lifetime trying to figure all this stuff out, and he did a lot of work, and a lot of work by hand. That's what amazes me. All these walls was built with them little cylinders, and then there's blocks in some of them, and then there's bricks in some of them, and he sure enough had more energy than I got, I can tell you that. But anyway, yeah, I come out here, I walked back here the other day and I couldn't figure out, and right here's this drain for when water does get in here, it goes out. Here's a little pipe with slits in it, and then there's another stairway going up that he built. And but anyway, that'll still all drain this way when water does fall on it, and it'll still go out this hole that he intended to do. So it'll still work. It just filled it in and made it look a whole lot better. So, and that's flat enough up there they can still walk up that slope and get up there to that little barn and stuff. Don't have a set of stairs with a rail to grab a hold of, but I think they can get up it all right. So anyway, that's all we're going to do to this. Going to fill up and see what else we can get into. I need to wash them cattails. Was dry, and every time I hit them they just exploded, and all that stuff went into the radiator. So I'm going to take that thing in and clean it up. It's supposed to be warm tomorrow, maybe the last warm day we have for a while, so that'll be a good day to clean everything up. So appreciate it, y'all watching this channel and watching these videos. If you hadn't already, just subscribe and ring the bell, and that way you'll know when a new one comes out. And I don't put one out every day because I just don't have time to get them all ready, but I got quite a few. I'll get this one out, and then the tank makeover will be the next one. Then I've got some to fill in. So till we meet again on another job, this is James with Dunsmore Moving Dirt. Remember, keep your blade shiny and your tracks clean.